Design always was part of people's life. I think now people are more attached by the autory of those designers. Who designs? Who did that piece? Now it's more the case of people acknowledgement about the author of the piece, who signed the piece, became more, got more status inside people's life. But design is always in our life, since someone projects something for someone. Yeah. There is more instigation to know the history of the product, what's the background, who signed it, what was the intention, or even for only status quo, to have a piece signed by someone at home.
And also design today brings another aspect, it's not just about function and form. I guess design is about fantasy, emotion, people today needs much more kind of game between them and the pieces that they are going to put in their houses, in their homes. So needs emotion, to visual, emotions, because today design tells history, it's like a movie, a little movie, a small symphony, beginning, middle and end, the end will be in people's home.
When I first got in contact with design, especially in Germany, it was popular to say design has to follow function. Yeah. But I think this has gone further nowadays.
Yeah, yes, both follow exactly. Poetry. Both of them follow poetry now. Function and form, they have to follow the poetry, the soul of the design, which is now something that is new for us, for all the people that are in contact with design.
There seem to be a lot of problems today. The financial crisis, that's become an economic one, environmental problems, energy crisis, global warming. Mm-hmm. Is this something you think about when you design your product?
It's fun because scarcity was our treasure. Living in Brazil, a place that there is no tradition in design. When we started, it was very difficult because we didn't have money to invest in tools to produce plastic extrusion. So we started looking around what we can change, For instance, in the beginning we want to make a plastic chair, but as we didn't have money, we started working with bubble wrap plastic in order to construct a chair. And other examples as our anemone chair produced by Edra, it's made by garden rose tubes. So something that was very difficult becomes work in our favor. But since the beginning, we didn't work with the noble wood from the Amazon, because in the 60s, Brazil, design in Brazil means tropical wood, mogno, jacarandás. As our father was an agronomic engineer, we grew up with this kind of respect for the nature. So we are all in our projects, we avoid to work with wood from the Amazon. So something that it was very intentional since the beginning.
And somehow, by the necessity, we are accomplishing all those issues that are very important now: environment, global crisis, global warming.
Social responsibility.
Yes.
Because our design is about humanization, the human hands, and slowly. So something that is very rich in Brazil,
It was not our intention, but our necessity, and now we are according to the rules of the day.
Would you say then that sometimes it's good, or it's good for creativity to have not plenty of material or plenty of things?
Oh yeah, because from the crisis you grow up, I think this crisis is very positive, because I guess people is going to rethink their lives, what is necessary.
Since we were born, we were passing by crisis in Brazil, in our country. It's the country of the crisis. So this new one that's affecting the whole world, everybody's completely crazy about it. We are not feeling it not only me and Humberto, but the rest of our country, they are more cool.
20 years ago, we had an inflation of 8% a month. Imagine living under this kind of situation.
And now Brazil, I guess, is more prepared to face any kind of crisis that are coming.
We are learning the lesson, you know, of those crises in the past, I guess, make us much more mental agility, flexible in terms of changing, you know.
Yeah, sometimes people think that crises are something exceptional, but I think that's daily life. It's up and down. And,
exactly. And we've learned that phrase that Humberto mentioned. Crisis is the great opportunity to grow. So always we have this in mind, to find other solutions to avoid the crisis or to face it, or to learn how to pass by the crisis without suffering too much. And in the end, maybe you can have a richness on your life.
In Germany also there was a phrase that's called a good design, a gutes Design. How would you define good design?
Oh, good design. The one who touches maximum inside the people's soul, by the functionality, by the poetry, by the price, by anything, but the one who can get maximum inside people's soul, or can be also the many rooms at the same time, many houses at the same time. Of course, sometimes the things that we do, they are not for everybody. They stay in a limited edition, or sometimes one-off. Sometimes we do pieces for most of the people. But I think the one who can be in one side or other side most of the people's hearts.